Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Griever Productions, live for the first time. And there we go. I think that's live. I think we're working. I think things are happening. If they're not, I apologize. I haven't done this sort of thing in quite some time. Still getting the same error on Discord. I don't know what's going on with it, because every now and then it'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Here, take the link and it's totally cool. And then other times it's like, nah. Look, let's just generate a new link, shall we? And then I'll do that. Slight echo on the mic. That would have fixed that. It was coming through both this and the webcam, which is not ideal. So thank you for pulling me up on that very quickly. Let me see here. Okay, so let me see there. Hi everybody. I'm glad to see some familiar face. I can't even speak. It's been such a long time since I've done this live. The anxiety levels are through the roof, but I'm sure we'll get through it. We'll be fine, right? Okay, so let me see if I can just change the thing here. So the link should work now, because I've redone it. Okay, it's saying all good now. Okay, so I'm guessing that means the sound is fine now. I do apologize about that. I thought I checked that, but that's fine. So yeah. So hi, we're here. We're live, which is strange. It's very different. It's a very different atmosphere for me. Minorly freaking out, but it's totally cool. We've got quite a few things that we obviously want to do and want to get through today, and I'm glad you guys can all join me. Hopefully, you guys stay for the whole thing. But good now for Discord. Okay, cool. Good to know. But yeah, hopefully you guys can stay for the length of it, because as you do know, at the end we are reacting to Dimash's The Story of One Sky, which I'm really excited about. I'm not gonna lie, like it's taken. So I heard about that song 2 years ago. I want to say about 2 years ago when I first started up the channel, and it was hard for me to not do it then, because it's like 13 odd minutes. I absolutely loved what Dimash does. Hang on, give me 1 second here, because I might be able to actually put the chat box on the screen. Let me see if this will work here. I don't know. There we go. There we go. Now I look like a proper streamer. Fantastic. Great to see everybody in the chat. I'm very excited. But yeah, so it's been about 2 years since then. Linda, it's sunrise where you are. It's 11 p.m. where I am. And I chose to do this time because fact of the matter is I'm nocturnal anyway. And most of the people that actually watch the channel, if you go through my analytics, it's all people that are like awake around this time, maybe like in a couple of hours. So it's an interesting one. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, so actually, I'm just going to fix this chat box up a little bit here, because I think there is a setting that I can do, because this is something that I completely did not think about, right, before doing this. Always show messages. There we go. There we go. Now the messages should actually come up and stay up rather than go away. But yeah, sunrise where you are. That's crazy. But thank you for joining. I highly appreciate you joining. Hello to everybody that is in the chat. Highly appreciate everyone being here. But yeah, so the Dimash song, I keep pronouncing his name wrong, and I know people call me out on it all the time. You should have seen the first videos I did of his. Oh man, people were brutal in the comments. But that's what happens, that you put everything out there on the internet, and that's just the way it goes at times. Yeah, so it's been hard because it's literally been 2 years since I found out about that song, and I love epics, like long epics. Like, for instance, throw me into a Dream Theater album where, like, Octavarium is a 24-minute song on its own, or their entire 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence suite, which is something like 46, I want to say, minutes. I might be a few minutes off, but it's basically one song that's just been chopped up into bits for tracks on the CD. but it's just amazing. But yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. But what I want to do on this one, because I did promise that we would kick this one off with a song of mine that I have covered. I'm going to do that, and I'll play that one. Erik Grönwall. I say Grönwall, but I reckon with the umlaut, I don't know. I don't know if that is how you actually say it. So I might just completely be bastardizing it. Do you like The Odyssey by Symphony X? It's a 24-minute epic, and it's brilliant. So that's another one that I haven't actually listened to, and I do plan on it at some point, because for some reason, Symphony X is one of those bands that has not really come through me, because I've mentioned this into my comments a fair bit too, where a lot of people are like, oh my God, you haven't heard of this, 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 and this. And it's like, yeah, so where I am in Australia, right, we have a very interesting system when it comes to how our music works. Basically, if you're not mainstream here, you get no radio time. You get no radio play, and it gets no public thing. So a lot of these bands, and a lot of the reason why I started this channel to begin with was, pardon me, to Russell Allen of Symphony X is an amazing singer. Yeah, I have heard that. But basically, if you're not mainstream, if you're not your Taylor Swifts, if you're not your Ed Sheerans, if you're not, your Justin Biebers, all that sort of thing, you don't get played here. And a large part of the reason why I started this channel to begin with was to expand on my knowledge, as well as give my expertise as a vocal coach in exactly what I'm hearing and what I'm listening to, right? And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of times where you can look at things and go, I'm wrong, no vocal coach knows absolutely everything, and if they say that they do, they're lying. 100%. I can think of a couple off the top of my head, but I'm not going to put them on blast. Grönwall. Oh, it's Grönwall. Okay, good to know. I would never have known. I would never have known that it was pronounced Grönwall. Yeah. So basically, that's today's radio everywhere. Is it? Because that's why I don't listen to the radio. Yeah, and that's the same with me. If you don't have friends that are kind of in that sort of scene, especially when it comes to the heavy metal side of things, right? And then you just don't hear that sort of stuff. If it's not one of your friends coming to you going, "Hey, have you heard this? Because this is amazing," then a lot of the time it just doesn't get heard here. And my big influence and first kind of deep dive into what heavy metal can do and what heavy metal is was back in high school, because I have a very good friend that I was helping him with his HSC, which is our year 12, so our finals for high school, and it's a big exam, and they put far too much pressure on it. They keep saying, oh, if you don't get a good ATAR, which is the score that you get at the end of it, then your life is pretty much ruined. Whereas if you need to go to university or want to go to university for anything, if you wait 2 years here, you're considered a mature age student and get in on that basis anyway, maybe having to do some form of bridging course. It's kind of nuts how much pressure they put on those final years of schooling here. I don't know what it's like overseas, over where you guys are, but it may very well be the same in that regard. But he very much opened my eyes to a lot of that stuff. So he was into the Yngwie Malmsteens, Stradivarius, however you pronounce it. Arch Enemy was one of the first ones. Through him, I learned about Nightwish and Camelot, and some really awesome bands like that. So that's part of why I wanted to do this, was to kind of go, all right, let's listen to some stuff that I know, and let's hear what everybody else has to comment on. So basically, any of the comments that go through, I 100% listen to absolutely all of them, right? Because it's you guys that are not only like I'm not only doing this for education on your side. Drop some. Yeah, that's fair. You can join our Discord, Paul, as well. There is a link in the description below to join the Discord, and you may be able to drop some links in there. Just make sure that you, when you do go in there, just click on the heart react on the top comment. That should be from the little turtle bot thing. That way it will open up the rest of the actual thing to you. Sabaton is another one that I need to look at. Because fact of the matter is, there's been a couple of things where it's like, where you'll kind of look at my tastes and go, how do you know this, but not this? And to be honest, I couldn't tell you. It's my interests and what I listen to and what I have been exposed to are vast in terms of the general populace, right? Because I'm a musician, I actively look for this sort of stuff. But every now and then, things just slip by. So, and Sabaton is one of those ones that have not come through. But I will be listening to Sabaton. It is another one that I want to do for sure. Now, what was I mentioning? Oh, that's right. I was going to bring up the insane list that I have. Vocal Coach Reacts song suggestion list. Because I'm going to show you guys the absolute insanity of this list if it goes in. Like, look at this. I got to actually change the thing here. There we go. Like, there's a crazy number of songs. I've got them all listed in, like, artist, and then I've got like links that people have sent through and a whole heap of things. For the drummer of Sabaton is married to Floor. I did not know that. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. You see, I love stories like that. Actually, give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna make myself a little bit bigger because I feel rather inadequate in that with that sizing there. But there's so much here already, and I'm trying to get through it. So basically, the purple ones are done, and the red ones are ones that I am currently recording. So I'm giving a little bit, currently recording or going to be putting up today. So it's a little bit of a spoilery thing there, but there's a couple of things that are definitely getting listened to. But I really appreciate all the times that you guys give me these suggestions, because it really fills in the gaps of, this is where this kind of comes from, or here's where the influences are in this. And the thing that I really enjoy doing is going back and listening to where their influences come from. For instance, like people like Tommy, who would have influences with people like Iron Maiden, like bands like Iron Maiden, Steve Perry from Journey, that sort of thing. And Fleur has done Sabaton songs. That sounds really interesting, actually. But which instruments do you play? I play piano, violin, and guitar. Self-taught on the latter. Okay, so I play piano, I play guitar and bass. I do a little bit of drums, and by say a little bit, I can hold a beat on the drums if it's a standard 4/4 beat, but not much more than that if I am honest. Like, it's minimal, but vocal has always been my thing. I've been a vocalist since I was 7, and then started teaching when I was, I want to say 16. I think I was 16 when I started teaching. And kind of just took it from there. But then during the time that I was teaching, I was still getting taught. And I find that very important too. With vocals, if you start teaching, like if you're confident enough to start teaching, you should also still be working on your own voice. Tommy played and produced on some of Floor's covers she did during COVID. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Tommy seems like a really stand-up guy, Like, he very much seems in it for the music. For instance, right, I do these reactions, and a lot of the time copyright comes into play. The only time that it's affected me in a big negative way with the copyright is Big Villains' Gary Moore. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing a musical journey. Of course, like I've got nothing to hide for that. I go through it. But now I can't remember where I was because my ADHD brain just completely kicked in. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Put recommendations into Discord. Thank you so much. It's your calling. I like to think so. Oh, that's right. So the biggest negative thing that I had was a copyright strike put on the channel. So if you get 3 copyright strikes, you're done, right? It has since expired, so like I'm in absolutely no thing to get shut down. But it was a reaction of Dimash doing The Show Must Go On. And unfortunately, ADHD go burr, 100%. Oh, actually, Grace, give me a second here. I am making you a moderator because Grace is a friend of mine. There we go. So basically they put a copyright strike on that one. But the interesting thing was the people that copyright struck it didn't own the rights to it, and YouTube weren't having it. They didn't care. They really didn't care, right? But when it comes to copyright, with Tommy's stuff, he like the YouTube will go, oh, okay, I recognize this song from this, right? And so it will go, okay, there's a copyright, you can dispute it. Any time that it disputes that dispute is made, it goes to the person that made the video, right? So it always goes to Tommy. If I dispute the copyright because it is a reaction, actually, sorry, what just happened there? I got a thing. Was that a subscription thing there? Because that I missed that, and I thought there was going to be a sound, but it mustn't be making noises. But that's okay. It's fine. But any time that Tommy is involved in those, because it would go straight to Tommy, he removes them immediately. Like I'm talking, like I remember once I uploaded something at like a crazy hour, right? And I disputed it in that crazy hour, and he ended up. I think it took 40 minutes, something like 40 minutes for him to just remove it. Said she subscribed. Oh, fantastic. Good to know my friends were subscribed to me, right? It's fine. It's fine. I won't call you out or anything. Nuclear Blast record nor Tommy have an issue with copyright. Yeah, Nuclear Blast have been really good as well. But the funny thing is, Nuclear Blast is, there's a delay. Yeah, I understand that. But Nuclear Blast has been an interesting one as well, because I have disputed with them before, and when it is Nuclear Blast, it's fine. But if I react to something on Nuclear Blast, 9 times out of 10, someone else claims it, and they don't release the copyright, and then it's like a whole thing. Because then if you take it further and then like appeal the dispute, then they turn around and can possibly put a copyright strike on you when they don't own it, which is exactly what happened with the Dimash video, and it drove me absolutely batty. But Tommy has always been such a stand-up guy. Tommy has just straight away been on it, done it. Dan has no issues with people using his videos either. He said it's crazy to do so. Yeah. I think you should not have copyright issues with reactions to Dan. That is correct. So when I say this as well, the copyright issues that I say copyright issues, it flags them as copyright for Dan. But what it does is it turns around and goes, the immediate reaction on YouTube is to like share monetization. And I have no issue with that. Like absolutely no issue. He's doing the work. I'm just reacting to it. You know what I mean? So it's all good. Sabaton goes under Nuclear Blast. Oh, fantastic. So I'll be able to react to them. That'll be great. Anyway, but thank you. We got 50 people in the viewer thing right now. Holy, that's insane. Thank you guys for joining in. I highly appreciated. So I suppose what we will do, Tommy's band is also on the Nuclear Blast. Fantastic. Is we may as well get to doing my the cover that I did, right? So the cover that I did is so I was kind of inspired, right? So I saw Dan Vasc's version of Gethsemane, and that was huge, right? Because I'd been in the musical before. The musical is phenomenal, and I played the role opposite to what Dan played, right? Obviously, we didn't do them together. I would like to, but we didn't obviously do them together because, he live in Brazil, I live in Australia, which is a whole other thing that a lot of people, for some reason, there's memes going around at the moment, again, that Australia doesn't exist and that we're paid actors. I guarantee you, I'm not getting paid to just live here. In fact, I'm paying through the nose to live here. So what I did was I went back to my roots a little bit, and I decided that I would cover a song from Jesus Christ Superstar as the role of Judas, to kind of, let's say, audition to be his Judas, if ever he and I were to contact and getting and to do a duet. I would love to do. There's an entire scene for the Last Supper, where the two of them absolutely go at each other, right? And it's so much fun to do on stage. And I reckon Dan would be amazing. He would be really, really cool, right? So without any further ado, I'm gonna just get rid of my face and the chat box here. And I'm gonna start playing it. By the way, the song is called Heaven on Their Minds from Jesus Christ Superstar. It's actually the opening song.
My mind is clear now. At last, all too well, I can see where we all soon. Strip away the myth from the man, you will see where we all soon be. Jesus, you're starting to believe the things they say of you. You really do believe this talk of God is true. And all the good you've done will soon get swept away. You'll be gone no matter more than the things you say. Listen, Jesus, I don't like what I see. All I ask is that you listen to me. And remember, I've been your right hand man all along. You have set them all on fire. They think they've found a new Messiah, and they'll hurt you when they find they're wrong. I remember when this whole thing began. No talk of God, then we called you a man. And believe me, my admiration for you hasn't died. But every word you say today gets twisted round some other way. And they'll hurt you if they think you lie. Nazareth, your famous son, should have stayed a great unknown. Like his father, carving wood he'd have made gun. Tables, chairs, and oak and chest would have suited Jesus best. He'd have caused nobody harm, no one alarm. Listen, Jesus, do you care for your race? Don't you see we must keep in our place? We are occupied Have you forgotten how put down we are? I am frightened by the crowd, for we are getting much too loud. And they'll crush us if we go too far. If we go too far. Listen, Jesus, to the warning that I give. Please remember that I want us to live. But it's sad to see our chances weakening with every hour. Oh, your followers are blind. There's too much heaven on their minds. It was beautiful, but now it's sour. Yes, it's all gone sour. Listen, Jesus, to the warning I give. Please remember that I want us to live. Come on, come on. He won't listen to me. Listen to me. It's all gone sour.
Oh, no, don't play that again. We don't need that. We don't need it again. We don't need it again. Where are we? Hang on. Why button no work? There we go. Yes. Oh, okay, cool. So that was kind of thrown together as a, oh, thank you very much for that. So that one was kind of thrown together because Dan did Gethsemane, right? Cheers, Grace. To be honest, whenever I've sung in front of you, it's kind of been jokey. But yeah. So I'm glad that people liked that one. But yeah, that was literally Dan's influence to kind of do that one. We'll get that video done. Yeah, fair. Grace was meant to help me with that one, but she unfortunately has not been well, so we just haven't had a chance to do anything at the moment. Actually, that was another thing too. So back in the day, Grace and I had discussed doing a movie podcast. If anybody would be interested in hearing that at some point, I do have the first episode of that. I need a yawn at 6:30 a.m. here. Oh God. Well, thank you for getting up that early. But if anybody would be interested in hearing that podcast at some point, do let me know so that we can kind of get that back up and running. I'm putting you on the spot, Grace. It's fine. I know you're going to hate me for that, but it's fine. But yes, so basically what we've got now, we've got songs to react to, guys. We've got some artists to look at. And I'm going to have to start up a little bit of a poll here of which artist do we start with? Let's have a look, because as you all know, we have 4 artists here. We've got LOVEBITES, we've got Dan Vasc, we got Tommy, and we have Erik. I'm just going to write Erik because I can't put the umlaut above his name. Right now. So I'm going to start that poll, and that's going to be in the chat for people to have a look at. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to have a look at that one. It was 100%. I kind of thought LOVEBITES would be the one to go straight up the top. Yeah, so Dan was definitely the big influence on that one. It's been a long time since I've done those sorts of songs. But hey, thought, why not? Let's give it a go. And kind of fell back into it. It was really fun to revisit that that period of my life and go from there. So, but yeah, it's good. Seeing face during the Love Bites song, yeah. So something that I do when I'm actually recording the videos, I do very minimal editing. The editing that I do is if I take a long pause between what I'm saying, I'll just cut out the pause, because otherwise you'll be sitting there going, come on, because sometimes my brain just goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour and then I can't put to words what the actual thought is or was that I'm trying to get to. But also, all right. So I think we're pretty settled at that point that Love Bites is gonna be the winner on that one. Wow. Not only that though, I'm just gonna pull this up here. So this is the result of the of the voting. So all in all, there were 79 votes placed. OperaGX doesn't like live chats. It took a minute to load. Yeah, I knew what I was signing up in that podcast. That's very true, Grace. It's very true. Love Bites does that basically everyone knows, so no need to feel bad with them. Lol, the stuff they do is incredible. I could not agree more. Actually, sorry, let me go back here. I know that this is crazy what I'm about to do. I have to go back to this scene so that I can paste this back here so I can have the chat box again, because I actually really like the chat box being seen. And also, it's not part 1 anymore. We're past part 1 now. So part two, Love Bites. So the reason that I'm putting this up the top here is not so much for you guys. It's so that when I go back and cut this up for individual videos, I know. I didn't get to vote. It disappeared. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what happened. It did turn out that for some reason, Strawpoll closed 3 of the polls early. And by early, I mean really early. And I have no idea why it did that. I genuinely could not tell you. But yeah, poor Erik, please hit the subscribe button, folks. Yeah. Yes, that would be cool. That would be cool. Surprised epilogue only scored 4 notes, but Edge of the World is masterpiece. Yeah, so I'm very keen to see this one. Edge of the World, Love Bites. And I'm gonna go. Is this live? Is this the live one? Live video from Memorial for the Warrior Souls. Is that the one everybody wants me to have a look at? Because that's what is the first one that comes up. So I'm hoping that is. I hope that one is the correct one. Then, my only quest visual is to not do the official live and do the 2020 version, but obviously your channel, your choice, lol. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this is the official one. Let me see if I can find it, because I'd rather do the one that's on their channel. Just for new one is also okay. Yeah, I'd rather do the one that's on their channel so that they can get the recognition. However, it may not matter either way. Memorial's great too. Okay. All right, so I will do that official one, but maybe at some other time we will revisit and we'll do the other one. So let's give this a little listen, shall we? So yeah, please do keep in mind I will be pausing. Now, most of why I will be pausing is in fact... Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I've realized that I've now made myself too large, and the reason that I made myself that small to begin with was so that we could actually see the video. And then I'm going to just change the chat box so it looks like that. There we go. So we don't have the blocks. Just a little better sound quality with the pose. Okay. All right, cool. Well, we'll have a listen to this one, and we'll see how this one goes. Actually, I'm gonna put the chat above me. How's that? That might be better, and I might actually put myself somewhere else. Maybe is that weird if I'm up that side? I feel weird about that. But that's fine. Actually, no. I'm gonna hang on. Here's some magic. Here's some movie magic. There is something that I can do here. Hang on. No, that's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted. Wait. That's okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go back down the bottom. Hang on, transform horizontal. There we go. That didn't do it. You know what? Never mind. I'm going back down. That was too much for me. Both versions are great. Hello. Hi there, Raina. Memorial is good too. Good and talk from Journey. 5 flight games, Menzel. Go about the chat again, maybe. Yeah. I kind of, yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just make you guys not there for this reaction, and I'll turn you guys back on later. We always knew the Aussies were upside down. Very good. Yeah. Technical difficulties. That's right. That's definitely right. The technical difficulty is my own brain. But yeah. So let's give this one a listen. We'll try and what I'm going to try and do, because YouTube. I don't know how YouTube's going to react to me live streaming other people's materials with the copyright stuff and whatnot. So I will be pausing maybe a little bit more than normal. So I do apologize in advance, but I'll try not to pause through any solos, because I know people get very upset. So let's give this one a listen. Oh, I better turn that up. Okay, I need to point off straight off the bat, right? We can do some research, copyright stuff. Yeah, I know. It's a fun time. I've had little issues before, but mostly with Twitch. That opening is beautiful, right? So we have an incredible piano player, and she's so in it, right? Tissue time. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see if I can. Oh, there's no captions. Damn. Yeah, unfortunately, this is as loud as I can get this one for some reason. So I do apologize about the sound, because it is quiet. Unless there's another thing that I can do, but I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately, you'll just have to turn up whatever you guys can, if you can. Yeah, because this is literally as high as I can have it. So I do apologize about that. Okay. Cool. All right. So I know you've just said wait for it. That note is very cool. I'm just gonna make myself bigger here for a second here. So that was really cool. That was a really emotional opening, and not many bands do that. Sorry, that's not true. There are many bands that can do it, but there are so many bands that choose not to, and that makes me sad. It genuinely makes me sad, because that emotionally, that's beautiful. You all know that I'm a big theater nut. You all know that I love good dramatic things, right? That opening was just cool. Like, we love that. We love seeing things like this. And this is why I love doing what I do here, because, like, this stuff doesn't come up very often. Like, this kind of level of musicianship. Because, and here's the thing, too, because I know that a lot of people discuss and have discussed how there is the controversy between, like, of her being an R&B singer as opposed to, you know, a rock singer. But I mentioned in the last Love Bites video that I couldn't care less where she came from. Where she's sitting now is brilliant. It's just brilliant. Let's watch some more. Okay. All right. Cool. So something that you don't hear often, right, with these sorts of songs, especially with female vocals, is you do hear it with people like Floor from Nightwish, but you don't hear it much anywhere else, right? Is that they've got this amazing chest voice, then they go into this amazing mixed voice. Now, if we go back here just for a second, and I know you're just going to be seeing me, but please listen to what she's singing here. So that da, 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 it sounds like when she's hitting those first notes here. So when she hits those notes, it sounds like that she is in her chest voice and is almost as high as she can go, right? But then she falls into that mixed voice for... So that's something that's really cool. Hearing a female vocalist use that mixed voice that and does it in such a beautiful way, right? And you can hear when she does that little change when it's pointed out. But to a lot of people, it's not something that you're going to hear often. Like, it's not something that you're going to really pay that much attention to. But it's just how my brain works, and I listen for all this sort of stuff. But it's not a technique used by many females. And she nails it. She nails it completely, and I love it. So let's keep going. Okay. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back right now. No. No, no, no. Hang on a minute. Okay, so here's the thing. No, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to lull me into a false sense of security with one of the most beautiful solos and then go straight into another section like that is completely different. No, we're going back and we're listening to that solo again because that is beautiful. And can I just point out as well, yeah, the change, right? Like, absolutely insane. So, I just want to point out, too, that so many guitarists, if they were doing a solo like that, you would see them struggling. She makes it look so easy. I don't understand. Like, she just does it. She just does her thing. I don't know. It's like she's hardly pressing the notes. It's like she's mentally saying to the guitar, "You're doing this now, and I don't care anymore." Like, it's like she doesn't even need to use the fingers. She's just mentally thinking it. I love it. I absolutely love this. This is so good. And thank you guys so much. She never struggles? No, it seems like she never struggles. That is so good. That's so good. Let us... I've gone back a little bit because I love that solo. That's beautiful. Paul, I would like to disagree with you. She's not the next level after that. She's somewhere that hasn't been discovered yet, is my thing. So let's have another listen. And can I point out as well, yes, that is a big change, but somehow they have not made it jarring, which is amazing. Hang on, Arvo, before I go any further, Arvo, is that true? Is that true? They rehearsed with blindfolds? Is that legit what you're telling me right there? No. No. Almost feels like some of the transitions in Final Fantasy XIV music. Yeah, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. But Arvo, is that seriously correct? That they rehearse blindfolded? Because that's insane. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm done with this. I'm done feeling like an inferior musician. Like, I can't... like, this... I've got to go back, right? Hang on a sec. Watch the bass player. Watch the bass player. She's living her best life and not freaking out at all. I'd be freaking out. Watch her. Oh no, what's happened? Has the stream done something wrong? Are things a problem? Too much laughing violates policy. No, we're all good? Are we all good? Perfectly cut screams almost. Yeah. So, sorry, are we actually back? Was there a problem? I don't know what happened, but everybody universally cried out, "Fun detected, can't have that." Oh god.